Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph, and this is episode 34 of our Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are going to head to Heaven's Edge and get that one taken care of. Hopefully we can get our armies up. We got this level 5 army here, but there's a level 5 army in our way. And to be honest, I don't like even odd fights if I can avoid them. So I don't want to take on this level 5 with my level 5. There's a thought of combining the two armies, but I like to have a thought of having two armies out there. We checked earlier, we don't have enough funds to hire the more paladins or any more regular dudes. So that's kind of where we're at. There's this little fortress here that's blocking the path to the rest of this stuff up here. So we are going to have to take out this level 5 army eventually, along with this fort. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and take our guys to Heaven's Edge. All right. Now our dudes can't go. Whoop, we ran into people. So we can't go past the fort with our guys. Oh, where's the bad guys? This is a teeny little map here. There they are. Spiders. Spiders.
You've crossed the wrong
Yet another
mongrel.
obstacle.
Out of my sight!
You should have listened to reason.
There's a lot of spiders.
Forwards!
Ooh, needed a 17. That was not a bad shot by him.
I will see to your demise.
I'll remove this obstacle.
You won't survive me.
Into the fray!
We won't falter!
Cover me, all right?
There we go. Ah, no, that's not there. There. All right, killed us some spiders. Got some good XP for killing spiders. Cross the river, go to Heaven's Edge. Look at all these demon armies. A 2, a 6. Ugh, excuse me. Oh, by ourselves. Okay, there's everybody up and. Happy to serve you, Knight Commander.
Let us be off.
Why couldn't all the aristocrats just stay in Canabras? Why have a feast in this accursed place?
Let's move.
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Dearan's face is impossible to read. He has his usual half smirk fixed in place, his eyes gleaming with excitement, but his anxious gaze wanders for just a moment too long before he begins his speech.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul. You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
Dearan smirks, finishes his wine, and tosses the glass to the ground. How interesting, Inquisitor Aleator whispers in your ear from behind. Did you find anything interesting? Nothing really. I just took note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, 2 people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of Iomede who was his guardian and tutor, yet he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that might mean. You told me that you tried to find out anything odd that happened to Destrin over the last 10 years. He just said that. Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of their imagination. It is also very well known that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him, and encourages them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically the whole Mendev know the story about the 3 drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Canabras after a party at the Count's house. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magic at his house are not at all surprising. There was a matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count, holding for ransom. But the only reward they got was death. Afterwards, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squad that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deep into this case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats. But there was one disturbing fact about it. And I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him had also cut off the bandits' heads after they had already killed them. Their heads were cut off? You mean the bandits who attacked Dearan? Yes. Perhaps I wouldn't have even noticed this detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember that we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. My companions have been finding severed heads among their belongings recently. Strangely, things like that weren't a problem before Dearan joined the party. What? That is an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It is critical we find out what exactly happened at that tragic feat. What do we need to do, Inquisitor? Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several spells over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is distract the master of the house. Right now, he is playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. So how do I distract him? I don't know. Maybe your companion can assist somehow. Or you can take a look around. Perhaps there's something that can help us. I understand. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. I will tell you everything I managed to find out and maybe even show you something. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, that was a league of the cart there. Right there. That's the one we're on. Find a way to distract the Count. Let's go look around first. The decorative plants are in a miserable state. They've been neglected for many years. There are occasional traces of old masonry and foundations. It looks like this building was reconstructed several times.
Follow me.
Yes, follow me. I'm all by myself.
March on.
All right. Oh, it's you. Do you remember me? I called upon you to save the Count and Canabarus.
Onwards.
Well, let's go talk to Dearan. Dearan, who has been watching the guests with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted, "I've always considered myself an, an ascet, not a hero, not sure. When doomsday comes, I thought I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row, and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option, but I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the Fifth Crusade. How did I become a companion of a hero chosen by Iomedae?" Sometimes the most casual occurrences dictate our fate's course. I'm afraid that is not always the case. Sometimes it is dictated by alien but wholly deliberate forces. Tell me more about Heaven's Edge. This estate was once a truly beautiful sight, with its lush gardens and placid ponds. Darian smiles briefly. It is a genuine smile, quite different from his usual half-smirk. The house itself is not that large, however. This land was part of the border region even before the world wound, so my ancestors took that into account when laying its foundation. The larger the mansion, the harder it is to defend. I'll gladly give you a tour, but I'm afraid there's not much to see here. I don't have much time, so my servants only manage to clean up this yard, the great hall, and a couple of rooms. There's nothing interesting about them, except perhaps the magical firefighting system powered by water elementals. I'm not sure it's still functioning, though. No, I'm going for a stroll. Seize your chances to have fun. Almost anything can be forgiven, but boredom, that is a crime against life itself. We had a little thing pop up. Activate the fire system.
Let us be off.
That leads to outside. The door is sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. So I don't really consider this stealing from him because he hasn't been here in eons, or not eons, but ages. Let's see, what are these? Clear purpose. These bracers allow their wearers to cast healing spells without provoking opportunity attacks. That's nice. That's the door to outside. This door is sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. This door is sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. I'm not sure how to set off the fire alarm, or the elemental thing, because the psychological premise of mortals' attraction to sites of mass murder or gluttony. Which article from my encyclopedia should I focus on now? I don't like it in here. This party is stupid. Everything here is just so sparkly. I'm just going to take a look at this thing and put it right back. Honest. So I've somehow landed at the party of a royal brat. Go figure. You never know when or if you'll get another chance to rest and have fun during wartime. I'd rather take my chance while I can.
Let's move.
I can imagine how lovely this manor must have been before the war. I yearn to set up my easel in one of the pleasant hills, or pleasant little alcoves, and paint to my heart's content.
Follow me.
I adore this estate. So much beauty, so many quiet nooks. This estate could be remade into a formidable defensive outpost. It should be expropriated for the sake of the war effort, and its owners compensated after victory is secured. Yep. Well, where am I supposed to do the sprinklers at?
March on.
Happy to serve you. Happy to serve you. It's me. Whoops. Fingers in the wrong spot. No. Oh, well. Countess Selenia Nevia dia Arende with her infant son Dearan. Unlike typical aristocrat portraits, this one depicts a young mother having fun with her child on a seesaw.
What's that? Check that out.
What just pinged? Seems there's a hidden cache inside the wall. You can see a keyhole amongst its decorations.
Onwards.
I don't see how to activate said fire alarm.
Let us be off.
Well, we'll finish this
Let's
pass through
move.
the house, and if we don't figure something out, we'll go talk to Dearan again. All right, let's go talk to Dearan again. Well, so why'd you really decide to throw a party at the scene of such a tragedy? What's this ghoulish farce all about? Dearan freezes. What an odd feeling. It's like I had been lying under the sun in a particular meadow in full bloom, and then you barge in to pour your bucket of ice cold water all over me. Is this how you treat people who invite you to their celebrations? No, you don't have to answer. I could come up with a polite excuse, but I'd rather match your courteous manners and put it bluntly. I do not wish to continue this conversation. Thank you for ruining my mood. I shall retire to my chamber for a time. The Count gives you a pointedly formal bow and leaves. Oh, it kind of pissed him off. Wait, move, kitty cat. I need my mouse. I see you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and show you whatever I find. The Countess. The hum of voices, laughter, and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first. They eventually co- co- coalesce, to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Dearan is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day, my only precious, sometimes arrogant, but utterly beloved child was born. A child as usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers, Countess. Will you allow this humble tutor of your young man to address the guests and the man of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome, old man with strong, defined posture and a voice that emanates power. Can't we have just one day without your sermons? It's my birthday, after all. 10 years ago, the young Dearan had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel. Day. I'm sure the revered Nestrin only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what? What's that noise? The shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lilitu appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me too? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to do. Hey you, doddering cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want. But they're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. The demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Dearan, making him freeze in horror, and disappears. Lightor shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease and the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official events of the story. Or the official version of events. Wow. Who were the people in the vision? Countess Selenia was Darian's mother and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendev. She was an Asimar, just like her son. The old man is the esteemed cleric Nestrin, our count's guardian and tutor. He was well known for his unfaltering faith and iron will. I was only passing acquaintances with him, so I can't tell you anything more than that. I didn't recognize the others, but Dearan told me that the first victim of the disease was his second cousin and the cousin's wife, hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something. I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck fast, very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. What now? I can sense some aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is in there and distract them if need be. Alright, now we got to get Dearan out of the room. Dearan arches his brow at you. but he doesn't seem to be disturbed in the slightest by your entrance. He's not trying to cover up or get dressed any faster. Commander, I assume that you have an urgent matter that requires my attention? What is this room? Dearan Castle looked around the room as if he had never seen it before, then shrugs carelessly. Just a random room. I told my servants to make some rooms ready. This is one of the rooms they chose. Think you should return to your guests now. It isn't seemly for the host to leave them unattended for too long. How I love that patronizing tone of yours. I can't even remember the last time anyone attempted to chastise me for impropriety. Perhaps you're right. I shall return to the Great Hall immediately to avoid having to listen to any other invaluable comments on my behavior. I'm not doing so hot. I'm making friends here, but that's okay. I see that you're able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself. This vision might be rather difficult to watch. Young Dearan stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear, and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beaming with vitality and happiness, looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother? Can you hear me, Mother? Day, my boy, how did you get here? The Countess's voice is fading. Don't come any closer. This disease. Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says that he won't let anyone leave the estate. If the plague reaches the larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew that we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and these clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The fat baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabras is full of clerics, wizards, and demons. Demons know who else. They might be able to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. We must obey the Reverend Nestrin. We are the lords of Mendev, and we must protect our people. If it reaches Canabras, thousands of innocents will die. I don't care about any innocents. Dearan's voice raises to a shout. You're ill. Mother, you're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabras. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the state. They can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still. A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long, guttural groan. Leotor warily rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabras in search of help because the Reverend Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. Was there really no other choice? Who can say now? They could have sent one of the paladins to bring help from Canabris, assuming that the Knight of God was immune to the disease. Perhaps Nestrin thought he might need them to maintain order, or maybe he understood that the demons would not allow anyone to leave anyways, or maybe the plague was so strong that it could mow down even the most righteous warriors. We will never know if any of these hypotheses are true. Leiter rubs his chin thoughtfully. I've never been in the revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those that you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. I assume that he killed them in the confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please help me clear the area so that I can study it. All right. Come on, kitty. You have a lot of kitty cat love today. There's a feverish gleam in Dearan's eye, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of motion. Ho there, Joseph Starfyre. How are you enjoying my party? Are you having a good time? How about you, Dearan? Are you having any fun? Of course I'm having fun, Dearan says defiantly. What's wrong? Do you want me to spend my whole life in fear and mourning, blaming myself for what happened? Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we're on the very border of the world wound would make this celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known, Dearan smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? You know what I think? I think it's time for a drinking contest. Ah, yes, the tried and trusted method of salvaging a dull party. For salvaging anything, actually. I'm ready, but who will be my competition? Lan will be my champion in this contest. I'm ready. Let's see how this puffed up brat holds his own against a kid from the caves with a cast iron stomach. Mongrel cooking will do that for you. Tell me, oh kid from the caves, should I tuck you into bed on your right side or on your left? I wish to be fully prepared for when you invariably collapse under the table. Let's drink until one of us falls unconscious or begs for mercy. That was just a little warm-up, I say. Up for more. Have you already thought about how you'll tell your posh friends about this? They'll be so happy to find out that you lost to a horrible, scaly, one-horned caveman. They'll be green with envy that I got the chance to drink with a horrible, scaly, one-horned caveman, and they didn't. Try to come up with a better joke, Lan. Next round. Lan is our champion. Victory to Lan. Whoa, such a great task for a humble mongrel. Well, we'll see what happens. Whoa, are we done here, or are you ready for another round. Why are you so upset, your mightiness? Didn't expect this, huh? I do believe I'm seeing double. Oh, wait, that's just your face. My grandfather, or maybe my great-grandmother, put this bottle in my family cellar, and it allowed the scions of an illustrious line to save face and finish in a tie. Dearan looks a bit uneasy on his feet. I don't feel very well. Hey, everyone, let's go back outside. I need to get some fresh air in my lungs. Here we are again, Commander. Lytor looks grim and focused. So let's get another glimpse into the past. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a rasping crackle that makes Dearan huddle even deeper in the corner. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... The booming voice of the old man dressed in Iomedian robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon! Let the boy go. By the blade of the inheritor, you touch him over my dead body. You are pathetic, old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood, and soon he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can make sure I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns her eyeless face to Dearan and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. We'll see about that. Lytor turns towards you in astonishment, droplets of sweat glistening on his temples. Something is wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some kind of supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago, blending everything together. The magical auras, the emotions, the memories. I will try to read it. Could it be dangerous? I cannot say for certain, but it is unlikely. The past is in the past, and no one can travel through time except for some uniquely powerful entities like Aeons or perhaps the eldest of the First World. Even though the past is this place is horrible, it poses no threat to us in the present. I doubt that. Please continue. Just give me a moment to focus. I will try to channel my visions and feelings to you as accurately as possible. Dearan, my boy, what's going on? Lytor's muscular shoulders suddenly begin to shake. The vision he is channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric, stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Save me. Can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples, and each beat brings a new image, or rather, a new emotion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger, more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Secret, keep the secret. Otherwise, death, 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 death. The gruesome images swirl through your mind. filling it with pain and fear, and then all starts again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Nestrian stretches out his shaking hand, suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric imbued with holy power. Dearan, wait! The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darian's body is quivering like a taunt bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting protective spells. Demons, saints, I'm so fed up with all of you. Burn! Leiter opens his eyes with a groan, then gets on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrow is cut, and he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune! No, what a disaster! Everything is far worse than I imagined. Are you all right? The strain, the emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me faint like an agitated youngster. It is nothing, really. I will not be able to cast any spells for the rest of the day, but aside from that, I'm fine. Do you understand what happened 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples, yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I will try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when deadly threats loom over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've ever heard or read about. This entity, I think I will call it the Other, possesses uncanny power. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You saw everything yourself. What's even worse is that this entity, this Other, it is still here. Leiter takes a long pause. His gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. Dearan's eloquent voice raises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I do know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body. It is not directly controlling his mind. That's why there were no obvious signs of possession. But it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through to wreak whatever havoc it desires. Does Dearan know anything about this? Yes, of course he does. Did you hear what the other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret? Death? Death to those who know the truth? It wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gateway without anyone knowing. This is what made Dearan deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the events at Heaven's Edge. What might the Other want? This is the strangest thing of all. It came to this world 10 years ago, and it's still here, right? All this time, it has been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, of course, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty opportunity to do so. The Count can get close to practically every influential figure in Mendev, but the Other refuses to act, or its interests lie in some other sphere. Did the Other kill everyone then? The disease was not to blame? Not everyone, just Nestrin, his paladins, and the few remaining guests. Damn it! I know that this is the work of a mysterious, omnipotent entity, but it still stings. I was here 10 years ago, and I didn't check everything personally, and those who did failed to sense something was wrong. Could the other be the reason why my companions kept finding severed heads among their belongings back in Canabras? It seems very likely. I'm almost certain you are right. People tend to lose their heads when they get too close to the Count anyway. Ha! I do apologize. That was inappropriate. Perhaps your gruesome findings are the heads of some cultists who tried to kidnap the Count during the Canabras slaughter, or perhaps they provoked the other in some other way. We have to do something. Yes, now I understand Father Nestrin perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite a dearth of information. The Inquisitor falls silent for a while. Then he looks you right in the eye. Commander, first and foremost, I must apologize to you. Second, I must ask you keep this secret. What are you sorry for? I apologize for dragging you into this mess. You see, the Other, an entity of immense power, stated very clearly that it would kill anyone who found out the truth. Anyone who knows that the Count is actually its living gateway. I suppose this secretly is currently known to 3 people on Golorian. You, me, and Count Dearan. And that means, Lyter gives you a crooked smirk and a smile. Why should I keep it a secret? As soon as the Count finds out that we know his secret, the Other will understand it as well. We do not know what it is and what exactly is the scope of his power, but we do know that it would dispose of anyone who might reveal its existence. I've made a decision, Lyter says gravely. I will not tell anyone about the discovery we've just made, not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I will immediately go to Neosaran and sift through all the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out what exactly we're dealing with and how it can possibly be defeated. I may also make some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I have found out at least some reliable information. I'm asking you to do the same. Specifically, do not say a single word about our investigation to the Count himself. Fine, I will keep it a secret. Lyter lets out a sigh of relief. You've made the right choice. I have recommended that you go back to the guests and spend the rest of the evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicion. I must leave immediately in search of the knowledge we all need to so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Iomati guide your path, and later Hawkblade will try to keep the path to triumph clear of any unwanted guests. Tell me honestly, did you come here only to make sure I didn't have any fun, even on my own birthday? Hey, I gave you a drinking contest. All right, I'm going to finish that. Well, I'm kind of stuck on places to go. Got an army. There might be more stuff up here. Can't clear out any of this stuff. Oh, we're starting to get fatigued. Well, let's go ahead and camp here. We're kind of away from base camp.
You can get used to anything. To monsters, to demons, to war, even to peace. But the huge sky overhead, every time I look up, it sends a shiver down my spine.
Corruption was weakened. That was good. And we even got our wings. Nice. All right. Let's see. We've had a day of rest. We got people encumbered. What? What the heck are you carrying that's so heavy? You only got a 7 strength. That's part of the problem. Breastplate's 30 pounds. Holy smokes. Let's take off that breastplate. That thing is way too heavy for your weedy little strength of 7. All right. Let's see if we got any soldiers we can buy. We can buy some clerics. Let's buy some clerics. So we go to the army. March the clerics down the road. And now that's a level 5 army. So next stop, we'll take these guys over to these demons here. Take out this demon army. I mean, they can't go right now because they're, already did their moves. And we have hit that magical hour mark, so let's go ahead and call it here. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. And then I've been Sir Joseph. You guys have been awesome, and stay safe out there. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.